Good morning, everyone. Where's my bear? My bear. This is not my hat. I'm still wearing it to see if anybody sees it and goes, "Hey, I know where I left my hat." Oh, it's cold here again, but the sun will be out. Uh, my brother-in-law, he has the kind of like the in-law part of the house, and he's got his own heater going in there, so he's nice and toasty. Yes. Sissy went and she's taking care of her grandchildren today because it's some kind of a day in school, so the kids are at home, and so I'm going. If it warms up later on, I want to open up the doors. They're not open yet. It is cold out there. And not making a fire, just bundled up, right? Yes, yeah, there, save the wood. Yeah. Anyway, so, and I'm good. I said, I'm just fine. So, before we start numbers, something came to my mind about family intrigue, right? Yes? Oh, my gosh, it's like, who doesn't have that going? I'd like to know someone who doesn't have scheming people in their family. For one reason or another. And how that can affect a whole family structure, right? Yes? For me, it's always, I get to talk about my children to whomever I want to, and this, that, right? Yes? Sometimes I sit with a good friend or this to just work things through. Yeah. Sometimes some good advice comes from someone that's real close to you, knows your family, gives you some good advice on how to deal with a certain problem. Right? That's going on. And otherwise, yeah. So if I hear certain things from the outside, right, about my family, something that I might even, no, don't do that. Do not do that. You are going to hear from me. If I know who you are, I'm going to hear from you. You are going to hear from me. Yeah? And I won't. No, you don't get to do that. Right? It's hard enough to keep a family together, right? Running in a way where, okay, we are not a family that lies and steals from each other. Right? Lies to each other, steals from each other, makes life hard for each other because we can. Because, interestingly enough, the ones that are the most seasoned with intrigue and schemes, right, surely will take advantage of the ones that love you, actually love you in the family. So, for me, yes? Okay. Yeah, it's like you try to get between my family that I love and me and try to pull some whatever stunts, then yeah, you're going to be faced with someone, me. I believe in solidarity and loyalty. I really do. And of course, with that comes responsibility. You don't pledge solidarity or loyalty to something or someone that needs restoration, right? Needs to get better. So, of course, that again, too, if you're just supporting family members and hide their crimes, then yeah, you're not doing anyone a favor either, right? Yes? That's just how it is. And what one does is you have to have a very clear heart to mind. You've got to know, Okay, I know who the culprit is. I know who's guilty. I know who is innocent. And not just blindly follow something that you full well know now you've gotten off the proper path, right? Yourself, because of someone else. So you continuously, right? Yes, I've taught all of my children, I will be there for you no matter what. But that does not include hiding things, does not include lying for you. Right? And I will not clean up after you every time. I will stand by you cleaning up your mess, owning up to your mess. Because messes do happen. That's what you do. Then, after this, okay, now, why did you mess up? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Now let's work on that. You see? Once the debt is paid. You get that? Okay, so I needed to mention that. And every family has that. As I said, if your family doesn't have none of that, oh, good luck. And you know what? Beware of this is, I'd rather see outright someone doing something, or you're going, oh dear me, you didn't know better than that, right? And you can start working then the hidden agenda of some family members. That's the worst. That is the absolute worst. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I could tell you some stories, but I'm not going to do that because, again, it's my family, right? Yes. We're still working on certain things. Done. Okay. All right. Either one. My family, my immediate family, my ancestral family. It's just what it is. I think that every family out there that you belong to, you should recognize the one that is holding up the whole family, carries them on their shoulders, always has, always will, right? Yes, you should recognize that family member. Maybe it's more than one, and treat them well, because really, when it comes down to it, unless you don't like glue that holds things together when it's needed. Again, people make their own choices, right? Yeah. What I found is oftentimes the ones that really are trying to hold things together, right? Grow spiritually as a family, uphold, yes, sometimes get treated the worst. Yes? Yeah. Okay. All right. Now we are in the book of Numbers. New. Hallelujah. Okay. The book of Numbers. All right, it gives a little bit of a, the other ones did too, and I didn't feel like I needed to say anything there, but this one, and again, this is from someone, the reason I don't include that is someone decided to, okay, a collection of varied material. The book concludes Israel's wanderings, including the abortive attempt to enter Canaan from the south. Much of the legislation, chiefly on ritual and priestly matters, comes in the form of incidents, the natural source of case law. Several of these highlight the punishment for infidelity. Oh, well, dear me. And so point to the absolute demands of God's holiness, which brooks no rivalry or opposition. There is some overlap with other books. Man, that just brings something to my mind I was thinking about too. Totally forgot. But sources vary from very ancient poetic fragments to post-exilic material. There are traces of some primitive magical practices, some echoes of David's majesty and conquest, and the provisions of the late priestly legislation never fully observed on the Holy War. I want to say this before I start. I know that in today's world we have certain ideas about love now that, gosh, if you have a heart, you feel for everyone. That's just what it is. You do. The evolution of mankind in the physical was done 6,000 years ago. And the evolution of the spiritual growth of our heart to mind to what's the image of God? We are created in it. So in the spiritual began. Yes? So if by now, 6,000 years later, we haven't somehow developed a heart that isn't capable of understanding that, okay, all right, so you're doing, okay, in the realm of love, when it comes to the cycle, you're doing what? Okay, and you're loving whom? Okay, okay, so here it is. I'm going to try to make this short. Regardless, the rules of heaven apply. So, you have stepped outside a certain norm, yet the rules of heaven still apply. Are you getting my drift? Once you choose a partner, that partner will be there for you for life. You should be there for that partner for life. No more changing. No more, just because, done. Now, if we had something in place, something in place, you get to choose one time in your life for the person to spend the rest of your life with as a couple. That's it. Okay? No more extras. No more changing your mind. And apply that to everyone. Oh, but no. Absolute unnatural is what is unnatural, okay? But I'm giving some leeway here saying, okay, I know how far it has come, so be it. But if you want that marriage contract, and that goes for everyone, it's got to be for life. No more changing. Done. No matter what. Because you have a choice beforehand. You do. To choose wisely. To get to know someone. Yes? Yeah. Just saying. Oh, now, of course, one could just all their life just have a dating life. Okay. That's not what I'm talking about. You want the right, as everyone else, to commit as a couple. Then you got to do it right. Like every couple should. Make sense? Yes? I still think that. Okay, I'm not going to go there. Then regardless, you will also still become a part of the restoration. You will become a part of, no, just because I have adult feelings towards certain people, this and that, does not include that suddenly then people who have adult feelings towards children becomes okay. Do you see? We can work together on that. And I know that some people out there do. We have to become stronger when it comes to that. Yes? So. Right? Yeah. Okay, just saying. All right. Numbers. The census 1. Yahweh spoke to Moses in the desert of Sinai in the tent of meeting on the first day of the second month, in the second year of the exodus from Egypt, and said, that's only 2 years after Mount Sinai. Now we're in the desert of Sinai. Take a census of the whole community of Israelites by clans and families, taking a count of the names of all the males, head by head. You and Aaron will register all those in Israel 20 years of age and over, fit to bear arms, company by company. You will have one man from each tribe, the head of his family, to help you. Oh, by the way, as I thought of Leviticus 27, which says that one thing came to my mind, and that was also the Levites, as far as I know, and it may be mentioned further down the road here, they weren't allowed to do anything except for the priesthood thing, the whole tribe, okay? And so, well, they had to be fed somehow. Right? So they attended specifically to, and, all right, so the rest of the tribes, right, all the other, 11 tribes, they sustained the Levites. So I kind of, after I'm like, okay, I kind of get that. Though still, some things are, okay, ooh, what? But that was a big part of it, no doubt, right? Yes? Interestingly, on when God requires your service exclusively, right, to do what? He will also set things in motion to provide for you. All right, okay. So I guess, okay, all right. As long as one does not abuse. Right? Yes. Okay. The census officials. These are the names of those who must help you. For Reuben, Elizur, son of Shadur. Oh, also, I find it interesting. To bear arms. Once people have things, they want to protect their things. It always seems to be violence that does that. Or they want to get your stuff with violence as well. I don't think that's God's way. Okay, for Reuben, Elizur, son of Shadur. For Simeon, Shelumiel, son of Zuri Shaddai. For Judah, Nahshon, son of Aminadab. Oh, here we go again with the names, right? I haven't gotten any better with it. Sorry. Translation. Saying it the right way. Well. Oh, here is a little thing. It says, Israel has shown us settled communities centered on the Levites. I told you. The numbers fit that period. Okay. All right, let's see. Why do I have a feeling this is going to... Guys, I can't help it. You know how I feel about things. All right. For Issachar, I said you're not wrong. Nathanael, son of Zuar. For Zebulun, Eliab, son of Helon. Of the sons of Joseph, for Ephraim, Elishama, son of Amihud. For Manasseh, Gamaliel, son of Pedashur. Dear God Almighty. All them new names. Okay. For Benjamin, Abidan, son of Gideoni. I know a Gideon. He's a tough nut to deal with. Tough nut. He's young. Still learning. For Dan. Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. Oh, another one of Ammishaddai's sons. Oh, was he in more than... Did he have sons in more than one tribe? Or maybe there's more than one Ammishaddai. Okay. For Asher, Pagiel, son of Okran. For Gad, Eliasaph, son of Ruel. For Naphtali, Ahira, son of Enan. These were men of repute in the community. They were the leaders of their ancestral tribes, the heads of Israel's thousands. Huh. I wonder if we're going to get to know more about these leaders. It sure would be interesting. I don't think that's what we're going to... What? Okay, all right, we'll leave it open. Moses and Aaron took these men who had been named, and on the first day of the second month, they mustered the whole community. The Israelites established their pedigrees by clans and families, and one by one the names of all men of 20 years and over were recorded. As Yahweh had ordered, Moses registered them in the desert of Sinai. Yeah. There's only one reason why a census would be important. You can't trust... Okay, all right. I'm just flabbergasted on... Okay. Man. Okay. All right. The census. Once the pedigrees... of the descendants of Reuben... I'm sorry, Reuben. Israel's firstborn... That's right. Had been established. Do you know Reverend Moon has a firstborn? It's not the firstborn of true parents, but he has a firstborn too. That's an interesting restoration going on there too. You can't, it is as it is, but reading this now again, people say, Father also said that, well, you know what, now we got the completed testament, the divine principle, the Old Testament, the New Testament, you're going to have to set that aside. We're moving forward on a world level now, right? Well, some people can't do that. They're still stuck kind of into, including some of his children. But, again, in a way, why can we not let go? Because there's still, unfinished business? There's unfinished business. Would it be such a horrible, terrible thing to acknowledge that true parents, even though true father has an oldest son that is mentioned when? Ever? Then the second son, he's already in spirit world. Would it be so terrible to actually say, hey, wait a second. What are we doing? Who are we acknowledging? Oh, just because. And who actually has the position? All right, just saying. When it comes down to it, do we decide? Is it God, or do we decide who has a certain position or not? Oh, well, if one were to acknowledge the mistakes we made in our lives, then what? Oh, a lot of things would come out. Oh, that then doesn't compute with some other things. Right. Basically, we don't trust each other. We don't trust each other to know certain things, or to understand certain things, or accept certain things properly when we really, 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 truly try to do the right thing. Yes? All right. Anywho, I had to say that. Daniela. And don't have to be afraid of hornets when you know how to deal with them. Okay. Okay, so fit to bear arms were recorded one by one. The total of these for the tribe of Reuben was 46,500. Yeah, I'll write this down. Are they going to give us the numbers later? Ooh, I'm going to see if they actually do. Has anybody actually ever totaled that up? What's it say? Have you got time? If you don't got time, turn it off now. 46,500. Who can bear arms? That's just able men? Nah, wait a minute. What? Esau's firstborn, had been established by clans and families. The names of all the males of 20 years and over fit to bear arms were recorded one by one. The total of these were, the tribe of Reuben was 46,500. That's just, did you guys hear that? Okay, all right. That's not even his whole clan. Once the pedigrees of Simeon's descendants had been established by clans and families, the names of all the males of 20 years and over fit to bear arms, which, again, in today's world for some means one thing. To me, means they can work. They're good to work. Were recorded one by one. The total of these were, for the tribe of Simeon, was 59,300. 59,300. Once the pedigrees of Gad's descendants had been established by clans and families, the names of all the males of 20 years and over fit to bear arms were recorded one by one. Fit to bear arms. You know what? Fit to bear arms? Why do I suddenly get a feeling that that actually means something else than what we think it does? What did I talk about yesterday? Translations? All right. I could be wrong. The total of these for the tribe of Simeon. Okay, Gad's. The total of these for the tribe of Gad was 45,600. 45. Once the pedigrees of Issachar's descendants had been established by clans and families, the names of all the males of 20 years and over fit to bear arms were recorded one by one. The total of these for the tribe of Issachar was 54,400. 54. Once the pedigrees of Zebulun's descendants had been, you can take a nap now until I'm done, by clans and families, the names of all the males of 20 years and over fit to bear arms were recorded one by one. The total of these for the tribe of Zebulun was 57,400. 57. As regards to descendants of Joseph, once the pedigrees of Ephraim's descendants had been established by clans and families, the names of all the males in 20 years and over fit to bear arms were recorded one by one. The total of these for the tribe of Ephraim was 40,500. You'd think there'd be more, but there weren't. That's the lowest one yet. Once the pedigrees of Manasseh... I'm sorry. I got other things going through my mind right now. Once the pedigrees of Manasseh's descendants had been established by clans and families, the names of all the males of 20 years and over fit to bear arms. Also, I wonder why... Oh, I see. There's something interesting about Joseph's descendants here, but okay, I'm not going to go there. Maybe it'll come up later. All right, fit to bear arms were recorded one by one. The total of these for the tribe of Manasseh was 32,200. 32. Once the pedigrees of Benjamin's descendants had been established by clans, now that's the youngest one of Jacob's, the names of all the males of 20 years and over fit to bear arms were recorded one by one. The total of these for the tribe of Benjamin was 35,400. It's low, too, in a way. It's interesting that Reuben's clan so far has the highest able-bodied men. So you see? There's just something to it all. Once the pedigrees of Dan's descendants had been established by clans and families, the names of all the males of 20 years and over fit to bear arms were recorded one by one. The total of these for the tribe of Dan was 62,700. Did you guys just hear that? Just passed up Reuben. Once the pedigrees of Asher's descendants had been established by clans and families, the names of all the males of 20 years and over fit to bear arms were recorded one by one. I guarantee you that the one with the most, it's, I could say something here now about myself too. Okay, why would I think I belong to the clan of Dan? I don't know. Why do other people think they belong to whatever? Okay. The total of these for the tribe of Asher was 41,500. 41. Once the pedigrees of Naphtali's descendants had been established by clans and families, the names of all the males of 20 years and over fit to bear arms were recorded one by one. The total of these for the tribe of Naphtali was 53,400. 53,400. You know, when it comes to wars, you look at the opponent, and the stronger the opponent is, the less likely, right? Yeah, okay. Such a coward's game. Such were the men registered by Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of Israel. That was it. Of whom there were 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10. 11. Oh, that wasn't. I said that wrong. That wasn't Reuben. That was not Reuben who had the most after that. He's high up there too, though. Definitely had more than. Let's see. Reuben. Simeon's descendants. Simeon and Dan. The tribe of Simeon and the tribe of Dan. Dan is the highest, Simeon the next. And then it's Reuben. No, Reuben's still not. Reuben's actually, interesting. I missed that one. 11. And then the Levites. Oh, what about the Levites? They don't have to, they don't fight. Okay, so what? They don't have to register the number of, no, I don't know. Okay, all right. It's like a non-profit. The Levites are a non-profit. They don't need to. Okay, 10 yellow. Hey. Okay, such were the men registered by Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of Israel, of whom there were 12, each representing, that's 11. His family. All the Israelites of 20 years and over fit to bear arms were counted by families. Altogether, the total came to 603,550. 600,000. I say 603,550. Well, that's not much more than Okay, 2 years after they've left Israel, it says. That sounds about right, because remember I said they left with what, 600,000 men? Okay. It said, oh, but the Levites and their tribes were not included in the count. So now we're going to get to know why. Statute for the Levites. Yahweh spoke to Moses and said, do not, however, take a census of the Levites or register them with the other Israelites, but enroll the Levites to take charge of the dwelling where the testimony is, and of all its furnishings and belongings. They must carry the dwelling and all its furnishings. They must look after the dwelling and pitch their camp round it. Whenever the dwelling is moved, the Levites will dismantle it. Whenever the dwelling stops for the night, the Levites will erect it. Any unauthorized person coming near it will be put to death. Father, you're not sounding good here. You know that, right? I know. I've already explained that. The Israelites will pitch their tents, each in their own encampment and by their own standard, company by company, but the Levites will pitch their tents round the dwelling where the testimony is. In this way, retribution will keep from falling on the whole community of Israelites, and the Levites will keep charge of the dwelling of the testimony. The Israelites did exactly as Yahweh had ordered Moses. They did as he said. Yeah, did they? Guess they did. Okay, that's the end of 1 in Numbers. New book. One would think that the people take care of things together, especially when it comes to something like that. If they understand the importance and on how, what a blessing actually has been bestowed upon them by God, right? Yes? Yeah? Really? I mean, yes. And yet, God has to make sure, I have to have one tribe just doing what? Because you know what? People get busy, this and that. How often does one forget their prayers, this and that, or not think about it? Especially when things go well, this and that. Right? There is in the DP, the Divine Principle, the Completed Testament Age, explains the importance, and it's in the flag as well, which I love, the importance of grandparents, parents, and children. Right? The parents get so busy, this now, and kind of difficult sometimes to keep the whole family centered. But if you have the grandparents there with you, right, that then the parents of the children also care for, the ancestors, the generation before, the generation after, right? If you can put those two generations from before and after together as well, then guess what? You as the parents, you have help. Well, if that's not available, think on why that is not available these days anymore. How do we live? And that is why it was important for God to have the Levites just at his beck and call, right? To make sure that actually someone was there. One could say so much more about all this, right? As parents, the free time that you have, if you have children, should give to your children, shouldn't you? Yeah. But I find it, again, people who have children complain about having them. Okay, all right. Hey, look, as I said, complain within your own family. To one friend that says, I sure wish I had a couple hours just to myself here and there. I kind of miss my... Okay. Bachelorette. Bachelor time. Okay? All right. You're not there anymore. Done. But it helps to... But you shouldn't let the rest of the world know. They don't need to know. Okay? Because you know what? They're going to pull it out of proportion. As if you're unhappy to be a parent. Are you? Okay. It's like, when you don't have children, oh, you hanker for them. You want the family, this and that. Then when you have them, okay. Again, what did I just say? Right? Yes? I find it interesting on how people are so reluctant to, now we got dryers, to hang out their clean, washed underwear out on the line. I've seen that. I don't know what that is, but I'm going, well, okay. It's weird. And you see people, okay, have him somewhere, right? No, don't hang it out on the line where everybody can. But we'll have them hanging somewhere inside us. Why? Yet, you're so good at just hanging your dirty laundry out there. Okay? Yes, for everyone to see. That's fine. Your clean laundry, even though, okay, so it covers what? A body part of yours. That's a problem. But how much of the dirty laundry out there that people got going? And okay, I call it dirty. Right? You're whining about things. This, not you full well know you shouldn't be whining about. You're airing your dirty laundry, your own dirty laundry. Not what happened to you or this or that. It's just your own dirty laundry, and you air it out there like, you know what? Okay, yes, it's true, isn't it? I think this first chapter in Numbers, right, there's an order established to bear arms. The men who can bear arms. Okay, I don't know. I'm pretty darn sure that they didn't have any guns. I'm pretty darn sure, just having fled from Egypt as slaves, they didn't have any swords and stuff like that. So what does it actually mean to bear arms? Huh? Okay. All right. Just saying. That's what I wanted to share this morning. Got a lot to do. We got company coming, we got company coming, we got company coming today. So I got to clean more house, got to get the sleeping quarters ready up there for everyone, and yes, cook a dinner. Sissy was supposed to cook, but she's busy now, so I have to cook it according to how she wants me to cook it. How do you think that's going to go? All right. Hey, you give the responsibility for what you wanted to do to somebody else, right? Then you've got to go with what their end result will be. Huh? Yes? No. I'm going to do my best to do it exactly the way she wants it, but probably still not going to be quite. Right? Yes? Anyway. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you, and I will talk to y'all another time.